So it finally happened. After months of online jabs back and forth and some pretty serious threats, Mike Epps actually sat down with Shannon Sharpe on Club Shay Shay. The shockwaves from the Cat Williams interview are clearly still being felt, and this right here, this is one of the biggest aftershocks yet. We're going to break down this whole tense meeting and figure out what was really going on when the cameras were on.
I'm not turning down no fade. I mean, listen, when you hear those words coming from an NFL Hall of Famer like Shannon Sharpe, you know things have gotten serious. This whole beef went from some online jokes to talk of a real physical fight, a fade, almost overnight. Suddenly, the stakes were incredibly high, which is why everyone, and I mean everyone, was tuned in to see how this confrontation would play out.
All right, so here we are, the actual confrontation. They're face to face on Shannon's turf, no less. And while they're smiling and there's some laughter, you can feel it, right? That tension is just simmering right under everything. This brings us to the central question we're all trying to figure out. Was Mike Epps there to truly apologize, or was this a calculated, strategic move to control the whole story? But wait, how did we even get to this point? To really understand the dynamic in that room, you've got to rewind the tape. It all goes back to the aftershocks of what you could call the Cat Williams earthquake, which, of course, happened on this very same platform. You see, after that Cat interview completely exploded, the entire perception of Shannon Sharpe began to shift, especially within the comedy community. People started looking at him sideways, really questioning his motives. Was he a journalist trying to get the truth, or was he just an instigator stirring the pot for clicks and views? And just like that, Shannon had a massive target on his back. And here's how quickly it all spiraled out of control. First, the Cat interview lights the fuse. Next, Mike Epps gets on stage during a stand-up show and makes a pretty personal joke about Shannon. Well, Shannon's response was, let's just call it nuclear. He went on his other show, Nightcap, and threatened to leak Mike Epps' private DMs for the whole world to see. It got ugly really fast, and that led directly to this face-to-face showdown. Okay, so let's get back to the sit-down. Mike Epps is in the hot seat, and they're finally getting into it, addressing the big elephant in the room, the jokes, the threats, all of it. And this is where the whole conversation gets fascinating, because it moves beyond simple insults and becomes a real clash of principles. What this really boils down to is a clash of two completely different worlds with two completely different codes. On one side, you have Mike Epps, who lives by the comedy code. To him, once you're on stage, nothing is off limits. It's all part of the act. But then you have Shannon, coming from the pro-athlete world, who lives by a respect code. He's saying, look, there's a hard line between a joke and a direct attack on someone's character, and you crossed it. It's two fundamentally different ways of seeing the world. And then we get to this moment. This quote right here completely changed the tone of the entire interview. After all the tough talk, all the online posturing, Mike Epps just walks it all back. He makes it clear he's not about violence and then pivots to this bigger, more mature message about not letting internet drama lead to real-world conflict just for views. It was an incredibly strategic shift. So why are we digging so deep into this one interview? Because Epps' pivot from beef to unity, well, it's bigger than just him and Shannon. This moment signals a huge shift in how our culture handles public controversy, and it's something we all really need to pay attention to. We're seeing the full-blown rise of what you could call the new media court. Forget the old days of going on a major news network to clear your name. Now, the courtroom is a YouTube channel, a podcast. These huge platforms run by influencers, like Shannon Sharpe, have become the new arenas for public discourse, for settling beefs, and for managing your reputation. Let's just be honest. Club Shay Shay is fast becoming the new Oprah for this generation, especially in the world of hip-hop and comedy. It is the place to go handle your controversy. Mike Epps' appearance proved it. He understood you can't fight this new media wave, you have to join it. And by doing so, he not only squashed a beef, but he got to promote his own projects in front of millions of people. It was a masterstroke. So after all is said and done, after the dust has settled, we have to ask the big question. Who actually won here? Did Shannon successfully use his massive platform to force an apology? Or did Mike Epps just come in and play the game better than anybody saw coming? And that's really the question I want to leave you with. Was this a sincere apology from the heart, or was it a masterclass in public relations? Did Mike Epps come to make things right, or did he just use Shannon's own platform to control the narrative, promote his special, and maybe, just maybe, get the last laugh? I'll let you be the judge of that. What's your verdict?